build your village close to an existing one. So by doing this, you can always go to the vendors really quick and you don't have to walk that far. And also later on in the game, you're gonna use the local travelers a lot. So if you build close to a village, you can use the local travelers to get to any other village really quick. And since you will have the money later on in the game, it won't be a problem. I've built next to Ostoya in this playthrough, and I really like this spot because there's a farming vendor here, so you can buy the fertilizer there if you don't have enough. And there's also a sewing vendor and a fishing vendor, so I really like this one. I've also done a playthrough where I put my village close to Clonica, and this one is also really nice. There's a lot of flat land here as well to build on, so that one is also good. So if you want the farming vendor build down here, and there is one better thing with Clonica, it's that sometimes in Piastovia you get a quest from the notice board to speak with the person in here in Clonica. So if you have your village here, it's easier for that one quest. But overall, I think it's better to do it by Ostoya. You can also do it by Piastovia, of course. There's also a mine close to Piastovia, so I guess that makes sense too. I haven't made a village close to Skauki, so I can't really say anything about that. But overall, if you want an efficient game, you can create your village close to an existing one. At Piastovia, there's a gift vendor called the Domastur, and he sells an item called lavender honey. So if you buy this item, you can see that it will give you 50 stamina and 40 food, 2 water. But what is really great with this one is that it gives 50% less stamina consumption and 10 kilos extra carry weight. So this item is really good if you're inside the caves gathering ores, or if you basically do anything that is really stamina consuming. Build a resource storage rank 1 close to a mine for easy access to the nodes and also to gather your materials. So if you have a mine like I have over here, or a cave, you can put a resource storage close to it, and then you can just walk in there, gather the resources, and then put them in your storage. Because the resource storage share the inventory with the other resource storage. So then I can pick it up inside my village and build my houses there. Now this single cave here was super bad to build a resource storage because it's super big. So there are other caves where it's much easier to build a resource storage really close. As you see here, all these caves has a resource storage nearby. And I would also say that one thing that people may not know about is, or think about when you do this, is that I usually build a resource storage rank 1. I just have fast crafting now just to show you. But the reason for this is that it requires less resources, or they're not as heavy. So I can pick up all the resources I need for this one at my village. And then I complete the resource storage. And once it's completed, I will get the chest. So when I have the chest, I can then upgrade it to a rank 2 or rank 3 one, like this. And then I will have the chest here still. So then I could upgrade it to the desired stage I wanted it. So it's easier if you build a rank 1, because then you will have to have sticks instead of logs or stones, so they're not as heavy. So you can bring all of the materials at once. Make apiaries for food and also to sell honeycomb. So the apiary is like all other animal husbandry buildings, except there's one catch with this one. The apiary doesn't require you to buy any animals like all the other animal husbandry buildings, and it doesn't require any animal feed at all. All it requires is one person to work in it. There's one catch to this building as well, that is that during the winter it will have a low production. But during the spring, it will produce the most honey possible. So what you could do with this is that you can have the person working in here during the spring, the summer, and probably during the autumn as well, depending how you feel. And then during the winter, like we are in right now, you could put this person into working in the barn instead, making fertilizer for a village, for example. So I really enjoy this building because it's low maintenance. You don't require any materials. They will just produce stuff. And as you can see, this person is level 7 here and will create during the spring, where it creates the most. It will create 237 honeycombs. And if we look at the honeycomb here, it's actually not that bad either, because it gives you 6 food, 2 water, and it's also a little bit like a bad lavender honey here. For 210 seconds you will get 50% less stamina consumption and also 5 kilos weight limit. So that's also really, really good. Now, there's one thing more. The person working in the apiary actually levels up in their skill faster than any other farmer you have. Except one. And it's if you have a person working in the fold with all the sheeps fully grown and women. Then that person will level up faster than the person in the apiary. So it's a lot easier to put a person in here than to have... You see here I have 5 apiaries. It's much easier to get these 5 people to start to work than to get these 3 working in the fold to start to work, because you're gonna have to buy all those sheeps or breed sheeps and make them grow up and all that. You can just do everything at once with the apiary. Killing wisents for meat and leather is super good. They're also gonna provide you a lot of hunting skill. So if you kill a lot of wisents, you're gonna level up hunting rather quick. And you'll also get a lot of meat and leather from them. Getting production technology can be a really pain in the ass in the beginning of the game. So I would consider building a lot of sewing huts and make simple bags in them. So once in the sewing hut, you see here that I have a lot of them. You could put the people into making simple bags, because they only require 1 leather to make them. And if you kill a lot of wisents, you know that you're gonna have tons of leather. So making simple bags will give you 0.4 production technology, and they will be able, a rank 3 person will be able to make 30 of these every single day. So that's a really good way to get some production technology. They also sell for a decent coin in the beginning of the game. So you get production technology, you get a decent amount of money from them, and also on top of that, the person in the sewing hut level up really quick into production skill. So the person here will level up so much faster than the person in the kitchen, for example. I would really recommend making simple bags in the beginning of the game, because I think that most of the people struggle with production technology just as I do. Like in this playthrough here, I'm done with building technology. Survival technology I don't really care about, so let's skip that one. I'm done with farming technology, but I only have almost 8,000 production technology. and I'm in year 6 here. So build a lot of sewing huts. A little bit later on in the game, you're gonna be able to craft the bag. Now the bag sells for a lot more than the simple bag, but what you do need is the linen fabric. So you have to have flax, make it into flax stalk, make the flax stalk into linen thread, make the linen thread into linen fabric, and then you can start to make the bags. So the bags sell for 180, so that's roughly 90 coins, depending if you have the barter skill or not. But the thing here is that the bag gonna take a little bit more time before you can start to make than the simple bag. And if you make simple bags, you're gonna get more production technology. Since we're already talking about production technology, I can tell the best way to get production technology as well, but it comes with a little bit of problems. I told you before that you get 0.4 points into production technology if you make simple bags. So they're really good. So if you see here, if we make copper knives here, we're gonna make 8 of them every single day. And this is with 2 per people with rank 10 and rank 9 in production skill. But if we change that from these 8 here into stone knives, with 20% intensity here as well, instead of making 8 copper knives, they will make 95 stone knives. One stone knife is 0.6 production technology, every single of them. So that's almost 60 production technology every single day from just 20% of these guys' total work intensity. Now, the problem with this is that you will need a lot of stones to do this and a lot of sticks. So I wouldn't recommend putting them on 100% because they're gonna deplete your stones and sticks rather quick. But you can just put it a little bit up and have them make a few of them just to make the production technology go a little bit faster. And the simple or the stone knives, they don't sell for anything either, so they're pretty horrible to sell. This is purely for production technology. So once you start a new game and you've talked to this guy with the 15-year-old haircut, you can run back to Sedwin. Actually, you have to speak to their one first. My fault. So after you speak with the guy that you pay taxes to, you speak with their one. Like this. You run back to Sedwin's house. And you can pick up a lot of things from this chest here. And you can, if you don't want to keep all this stuff, you can sell it straight away in the village. When you're done taking those things, you can also run up to this pretty house here. And now his woman is inside this house. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But you can actually rob this chest here. Actually, she didn't even notice that we did it since we're behind her, which is crazy. And all these things are red now, but you can sell all these things in another village. It's around 2,000 coins or so. There's also a lot of other houses inside this village where you can steal stuff from the start to make a little bit of cash. The only thing that you have to take a little bit of be a little bit careful of is that you don't get too much things so you can't run, and also to keep track of where the people are so they don't see you, because if they see you robbing a chest, you will lose Dynasty reputation. So if we sell the things that we found now, You see, we can't sell these things in the town. I would keep the bucket, for example, because it's rather nice to have. The copper hammers are also kind of good to have. But if we sell a little bit of stuff here. So we have 1,000 now. And 1,040 should be enough to buy, almost enough to buy a simple large backpack. But if you don't have enough for that, you can buy the large pouch instead, because you're gonna need both of them. So what you could do with this is that you take these resources. You can run up to this camp up here, pick those stuff, sell it in Piastovia. Go down to this camp down here, sell it in Piastovia. Buy the backpack, then you can run over to Astoria or any other town and sell the things that you've robbed from the houses. So that's a pretty good way to make money in the start.